Okay, everybody stand up for a second. Oh, I want to share with you something that's very different about Unique. It has a little something to do with, things something that Brandy touched on, that's mindset. If you know me, if you follow me, if you've ever heard a thing out of my face, you know that I'm all about mindset and positive mindset and the impact it's had on my business, and I'm 100% confident it's why my business looks the way that it looks. And here's something that I feel is very, very different about Unique. It's different because we acknowledge it differently than maybe some other companies do. And that is the true sisterhood, right? So when you look around this room, here's what I want you to know. You would not have a business if it wasn't for the person standing to the left and the right of you or the person behind you. You wouldn't have one. If I wasn't working my business, you wouldn't have anything to sell. If you weren't sponsoring and selling in your business, my business would fold. It takes the village to make this business work. Now that is true of most network marketing companies, but most network marketing companies don't truly embrace that. They don't embrace the value that there's room for every single person in Unique has a seat saved for them at whatever status they choose to grow their business into, whether it's purple or black, or you just want to earn $500 a month. There's a seat saved for you. No one else can ever take your seat. It's not going anywhere until you're ready to occupy the seat. And everyone around you wants you to be as successful as possible. And that's what's different about Unique. And if you don't feel that way, I'm sorry to tell you, you're probably not going to last long in this company, because the majority of the brothers, because Chris is here, the brothers and the sisterhood and the community that we're establishing here is here because we have that mindset. We share products, we share ideas, we uplift, we empower, we validate each other. And it's truly, truly true. You really need to give it some consideration. If it wasn't for those ladies in the UK building their business, you wouldn't have a business to build in the UK or in your own backyard. We cannot do it without each other. We cannot do it alone. Haley Ragsdale's PRS and Haley Ragsdale sponsoring would have sunk this company 5 years ago. It's everyone, right? So just take a second and just thank your table mates for their contributions to your business, because whether they're on your team or not, you need them, right? Check it out. Yeah, hug it out, clap it out, high five it out. Okay, you can sit now if you like, shake it out a little bit. Need to grab a water, grab another plate of snack. So I have so many great notes to piggyback off of what Brandy just shared, and I'm really excited to, As you're mingling around though, kind of keep the noise down if you don't mind so that we can continue on. I'm going to rattle off some tips for you. A lot of them you probably maybe already know, but what I have found in my experience is if you can write them down, it re-cements them in your mind, and when you're flipping through your notes, it's easier to share later, right? So one thing that I do is, like Brandy said, start with the letter A, and just do all the A's, and then Tuesday do all the B's, and whatever, break it up into like little 10-minute increments, but reach out to everyone. But one thing I do is I will go to my VIP group and click members, and when I want to message my friends or my clients or someone that's in my VIP group, I message them from my VIP group. So I don't go to the search bar and type in Brandy and find Brandy and hit Messenger and then send her a message. And I don't go to Messenger and search her name and send a message. I go to my VIP group, I click members, I find Brandy, I send her a message. Why do I do it that way? Algorithms. It reconnects Brandy to my VIP group. It helps reconnect Brandy to my VIP group. So if you want to message friends, you want to start with your A's, B's, whatever, consider doing it through your business page if you have an active business page that you're trying to work. So wherever you want your people to be connected to you through, go there and message through there. Who uses Team Z? Yeah, okay. Big letters, circle it. T-E-A-M-Z-Y. T-E-A-M-Z-Y. Team Z is a customer and prospect management program. It is a lifesaver. It is amazing. It creates a power hour for you. There are free videos. You can watch them. Go search it on YouTube. They think they give you a month free trial. They show you how to import your customers from your back office, your team from your back office. They show you how to import your Facebook contacts from your back office into this program. You rate these people. You can customize your follow-up. I'm not going to go into, it's up to you to learn the tutorials on how to use the program. Super simple to use. If I had this when my business launched If I would have had this when I decided, because I was a kidnapper, if I had this tool when I decided I wanted to build a business, I know without a doubt my business would be exponentially huge. Because it creates the follow-up for you. It's a tool that takes away the notes. Oh my gosh, I'm going to follow up with so-and-so about a mascara. You plug it in, boom, it sends you an automatic reminder. You can move on. You can mentally move on. Once you plug it into this program, you can mentally move on, and it will pop back up, and you can trust it to remind you all the details are there. Highly recommend, and it's a tax-deductible expense for you. You guys, Team Z, you just have to, in my opinion. And so every new person you meet, it gets entered into Team Z as a prospect, and not a prospect for your team necessarily, just a prospect for a customer, a prospect for a relationship of some kind, just any kind of prospect, and you can classify them later. Helps you keep in touch with your team members. You plug in there what your income goal is, and it has a calculation that tells you how many connections you need to make in a day, because this business is all about connections and conversations, right? We're in the business of making friends. That's what we do for a living. And it tells you, there's a dashboard, you click dashboard, and it tells you, okay, today you need to follow up with these 5 people, and you need to add 3 more people to your network, and you need to do these 3 things. And if you are someone that is crunched for time, or if you have a team member that you're coaching that's crunched for time, this is one of the most impressive, in my opinion, I don't make a dime off of it, so I'm just telling you how big it is, most impressive time-saving tools. TeamZ.com. Okay, circle that, highlight it, share it. So they're kind of like us in that you can save it to your home screen on your phone and click it and it goes to the website. Kind of, it's very mobile friendly, yes. I want to tell you a little bit about why I joined, and then I'm going to open it up to some very limited questions. So I joined in February 2013, so I'm a founding presenter. So I was presenter number 319, so that was back in the day. Woo! Which is also why I don't buy off on it matters when you enter a business. Your success does not matter when you get started. It is not linked to when you get started. If that was true, there would be 319 Black Stars 3 presenters, right? And there is not. Okay, so when you enter your business, I mean, I truly believe that does not have that significant of a role. But I entered the business as a kidnapper. My girlfriend, Christy Shalinsky, she was having a party for Nicole Smith, and I was like, okay, I'll help my friend Christy. I ordered mascara. We didn't have any other products back then. I think there were 6 pigments or something back in the day, and mascara. And so I ordered a mascara, and in between the time that I ordered my mascara, other people were getting their mascaras. And so they were like freaking out, right? In the event on Facebook, they were like, oh my God, I got my mascara, and they're posting pictures. So I didn't really care. I mean, I didn't care. I used L'Oreal Voluminous mascara, and it was great mascara. I didn't care about it. I was just trying to help Christy. But by the time, I'll tell you what, by the time mine came, I was so excited because of what everyone else was saying. I opened it up in the parking lot at the post office, and I put it on in my rear view mirror, and I took a picture, and I posted it in the group, and I was like, oh, whoa, right? And so, I signed up kind of to get the kit. I didn't have a bunch of network marketing experience before. I did do body shop at home back in the day when it kind of first opened up, and of course they closed it, like a lot of brick and mortar companies do that venture into the direct selling industry. You know, they want to diversify their book of business, and so they'll often, like Tyra did, right, open a network marketing leg, but as soon as the company needs to reevaluate their financial position, that's one of the first things that gets cut, because it's cheaper to cut that than it is a brick and mortar location, right? And so they cut it, and everybody lost their business. So that was February 2013 that I joined. March 2013, my husband and I went to our accountant. In years past, we had rentals, and so we had a bunch of tax deductions. We made very good money. My husband and I both had very good jobs. We were multiple 6-figure earners already. Why in the heck would a multiple 6-figure earner with an expense account? And I worked from home, and I loved my job, and I had a car, company vehicle I didn't have to pay for. I had a pretty sweet gig going on, so why in the heck would someone like me want to sell mascara, right? That's a whole other story. But we went to the tax man in 2012 to do our 2012 taxes. We go to our 2012 taxes, and we had sold all our rentals and stuff a couple years before. We had no deductions, like nothing really. And we got in the car, and we were like I was nauseous with the amount of money that we had to pay to taxes. And I told him, I'm like, man, what are we gonna do, you know? And he's like, well, I don't, you know, we can buy more rentals, but that means we have to take the 30 or 50 grand or whatever and take that and put it down on the properties, and all that money's gone. And he wasn't really interested in being a landlord anymore. And it would cost us to do that, to get one rental would, you know, cost between $20,000 and $50,000 cash out of our pocket to buy a piece of real estate, right? And we just didn't want to do that. That wasn't what we were trying to do. It wasn't financially what we were wanting to accomplish. And so I said to him, I'm like, well, I mean, I got this business thing I signed up for. I could work that, because I had done body shops before, right? And I knew that one of the biggest benefits of a home-based business is the tax side. And if you you are not maximizing your tax benefits with your home-based business, it would be just like me walking over Justine's $20 that I found outside on the sidewalk as I was walking in the store. You are throwing money away. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I guess we could do that. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do this, I really want to give it like a hardcore try. So can you, are you down with me doing this for 6 months? I mean, and I'm very blessed, I'm a very supportive husband. I was like, that means you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're eating crock pot roast beef 6 days a week. This is what's gonna happen. He's like, yeah, let's try it. And we did, and it grew, and it grew, and it grew. And thankfully I had his help, right? So that's kind of a little bit about my story. So real quickly, I want to encourage you to investigate, talk to an accountant. I am not an accountant, but I do know some things, and I know what it's done for me. I use an app called TaxBot. Yes. Yes, anyone else? Yes. Your mileage here to this event, tax deductible. Because, of course, everything I'm going to say with a disclaimer. Don't take my word for it. Consult your tax professional, because I am not one. But when I get my hair done, it's a tax deduction. When I buy anything that touches my business, it's a tax deduction. And I have had very, very specific conversations with my accountant and made sure that everything I am doing is justified. So I'm going to encourage you to have those same conversations. So far, year to date, and keep in mind, I travel a ton for my business, okay? So mine might look very much different than yours. I'm up to $71,000 in taxable deductions for 2017 so far this year. It's mileage, it's post office stamps, it's copier paper, it's cell phone, internet, it's a laptop, it's my iPhone that I just bought, it's everything. So do your own research. Does anybody have any questions that you think I might be able to answer for you?
Did you say
TaxBot?
Do you just enter in everything you buy?
Yes, the other beautiful thing about it is you take a picture of the receipt and it uploads to the internet, and at the end of the year you can print off all your receipts.
Okay.
So you don't have that shoebox of receipts, right? So you can classify it, you have the date, you have who it was with. My girlfriend Christine that's here, my husband and I took her and her husband Tim out to dinner last night, and I haven't done it yet, but I'll take a picture of that receipt, I'll upload it to TaxBot. It's a perfectly legitimate expense. She's my team member, she's a rock star on my team. I'll upload it to TaxBot, I'll make sure the date is right, and you type in there who you were with and what it was for, and now I can toss the receipt, and it's in my it uploads when you connect to Wi-Fi, it uploads to your TaxBot account online. Yeah, and TaxBot lets you, on January 1st, there's a spot for you to plug in your current mileage, and then you do your end of the year mileage, but then every trip you can put, so I go to the post office, I click start tracking, and then I end tracking, and it's a round trip, and now it's logged. And so, yeah, it'll calculate all your miles for you. Anyone else real quick about?
Oh, another good one, Mile IQ. It just automatically.
Mile IQ for mileage? Mile IQ for your mileage. Yeah, and TaxBot also does have a thing that you can turn on, and it tracks every mile, and then you can go through and classify too. It depends on how you want to do it. I found for me it was easier to separate my business miles by loading that separate, and I've become pretty diligent about it.
Are you listed as an LLC separate?
Good question. Good question. So my husband and I personally have an LLC. He's 49% owner. I am 51% owner. We chose to do that because we wanted to remain a minority-owned business, because my husband might decide to do something. He's retired now. Retired him in last year. Yes, round of applause. Super excited about that. He's very thankful for that. So he's very, very, very crafty, handy. He does all kinds of stuff. So our vision was that if he wanted to build barn doors, for example, in the future, we can take money for that, but we're still a woman-owned business, so if we bid on any contracts, we would be a minority-owned business, and in Alaska, they honor, I can't speak to any other state, but in Alaska, they will give you preference if you're a minority-owned business. So that's why we chose to do the 49-51 split. But you definitely want to consider, I guess I can't really speak to your relationship, but if you die, and I've seen it happen, we've had presenters that passed away that didn't have their business side set up, and their husband has no claim on their business, and there's nothing unique can do for you.
Is that what the LLC is for?
That is one way that the LLC can protect you. Consult your accountant. Everyone is different. Everyone's income is different. Everyone's tax situation is individual. There's nobody that can stand up here and give you blatant, perfect tax advice because every single family is its own entity. But that's one thing that the LLC does. So we created the LLC. So at Unique, the business, it's not Haley Ragsdale, it's our LLC. And then we have a will set up. If I die, my husband has the business because it's still the LLC and he's the business owner. So I don't lose my business. And then we have very explicit instructions on if I die first, he will either hire someone to work the business in my place, or he can sell the business because it's an LLC, he can sell that business, or my kids can take it. You know, like we have made arrangements for our personal business because it's an actual, just like this country club is a legitimate business. The sooner you start treating your business like a business, the sooner it'll start paying you like a business.
Word. I feel like I should know this, but when presenters sign up, the individual versus business, is that where that comes into play?
So if they have an established LLC, then they would, it's my understanding that they would sign up as a business. If they've not yet established, am I doing a little Maryland? Well, I'm all spaced up from like here to here, and it takes a while for the air to reach all the way up. Like, oh, I haven't inserted that. You guys only know it's such a mess. Otherwise, they would register as personal, and they can convert it to an LLC at any time that they choose. And remember, you will receive a 1099 if you earn a minimum of $600 in a calendar year. So if you earned $600 or more this year, you will get a 1099 and miscellaneous for your taxes this year. Any other quick questions about taxes? Super important, you guys. Listen, write it down, circle it, make it a priority. And, you know, this is something that you can share with your significant other. And make it a more legitimate situation in his eyes. I want to talk real quickly about unsupportive mates, partners, because if your partner is supportive, you are very fortunate. How many people have team members that struggle, or maybe you don't have to share if you do, but that struggle with an unsupported spouse? Yeah, it happens, and if it isn't happening to you, I guarantee you're going to have team members that it will happen to. Here's the difference between men and women, and I've been doing a lot of coaching with Deb Erickson, and a lot of this comes from her. Men they don't care about the feelings. They don't care that you're passionate about this. They don't care that you love it. They don't care about how it makes you feel. They want numbers. That's all they care about. How much money are you making? How many people did you plug into the business? How many parties are you having? So when you talk to him or talk to your team members and coaching them through an unsupportive situation, make sure that you're speaking their language, not your language. You have to know your mate's language. You can talk like how you and I would talk together all day long, and it will only make it worse. So that's my first tip. Second tip, Deb Erickson says you really need to encourage your presenter, or if it's you, let's say it's me, you really need to just take a minute, close your eyes, and you need to identify the true feeling of the suppression, because there's two kinds. The first kind is, and I'm gonna, even though I know Chris is here and he's a man, I'm gonna talk about husbands and wives, okay, just to make it easier. There are husbands that, how much I love that she's doing her makeup right now. No, girl, you're in the right place. We get it. Go on, do it. So there are husbands that don't want their wives to be successful because they're oppressive, negative, horrible human beings, right? I mean, you laugh, but it comes from a place of abuse and control. Does that make sense? It comes from a place of, you cannot ever live to your potential because I won't allow it. It comes from a place of a feeling of holding you down and shackling you, and him not honoring what he said he was going to do when he was at the altar and said your happiness was his ultimate, most number one priority. He's lying. He's keeping your presenter down, but in a negative, violent, almost oppressed way, if that makes sense, an abusive way. And then there's another way. There's the fearful way. There's somebody that's holding a presenter back, your wife, sister, your friend, or maybe even you, out of fear. They love you. It's not that they don't want you to live up to your potential, but they're often afraid you're going to outgrow them, and often you do outgrow them. They're afraid that if you're too beautiful or too successful or have too much of a positive experience or too much outside of your relationship with him that you'll leave him, or it just comes from a place of fear. And those are very different types, right? So you need to feel the difference. You need to understand and appreciate the difference. And you need to encourage your presenter to identify the true difference. Is your husband holding you down because he's an ass? Because he's mean, and you will never be free to be anything more than you are today? Or Is he holding you down because he's afraid he's going to lose you, or he doesn't understand that you're growing, and he doesn't know how to grow with you, and he doesn't understand this makeup thing, and he doesn't understand this empowerment that you're doing and you're sharing with other women. And the way A, there's nothing you can do about that. Then it's up to you or your presenter to reevaluate that relationship from a health standpoint, not just from a business standpoint, right? I think we can all agree on that. If it's the B way, it's easy. It's easy. You validate how he's feeling. You let him know, babe, look, I'm doing this for us, and how can we be involved, and let's have a conversation. I can't tell you how many times I coach presenters through this, and like, well, my husband won't let me do anything, and he blah, 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 blah. And I say, okay, well, when you took him to dinner or had a cup of coffee, and you shared with him that this is something you're really passionate about, and this is your goal and your vision, what did he say? And I tell you, it never happens. They make assumptions because of some of the things that their husband has maybe said, that their husband is not supportive. But they haven't even had the conversation with them. They haven't even given him an opportunity to stand by his vows or to honor her in her growth. They haven't even given him that opportunity to share with him or acknowledge his fears and his feelings and come up with a goal together and how they might be able to work together and come up with a plan. The conversation hasn't even happened. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's acknowledge what he might be afraid of, and let's, tell him, look, I'm not trying to leave you. I'm trying to make this better for us, and this is what I want to do, right? So if you can identify the difference, and there's a difference, you will get so much further with your presenters that are struggling with a lack of support at home. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does anybody have questions about that?
No, but that was really helpful.
You'll run up against it as a leader every month, every week, because it's a core issue. But so often, it's the presenter. It's not really the husband. It's their relationship and the lack of communication or her perception of maybe how he might feel because of fear she has in her own abilities. And so she'll then blame her husband a lot of times. Well, if only my husband would support me, I would be a black status person. Really? Because that's probably not true. You haven't even had the conversation with him, right?
I was kind of joking. I said, can you come home and talk to my
To your husband? I sure can. The thing to do, honestly, is like, oh, bless your heart. I have found that if you have an opportunity to get him in front of other husbands that support their wives, night and day.
Take him on an incentive trip.
If you can take him to a convention, if you can somehow have a meeting in your area, maybe someone can coordinate a couples event where.
Video on YouTube for Black Status reporter status from Texas. Her husband and another Black Status husband did a video for
Kayla Penrod.
Yeah.
Kayla Penrod and her husband Tucker are doing a series right now where Tucker is interviewing other husbands. Now, you want to be kind of cautious. If your spouse or your teaming spouse is truly not supportive, you don't want to be like, look at all these awesome husbands and look how bad you suck, right? You want to be cautious and sensitive to his feelings, so kind of monitor that. But what it could give you is some really great tips. And, I'll never forget, we had a party at our new house. We just moved into our new house, and we had a party recently, and my husband was on the back porch drinking some beers with some of his bros, and the sliding glass door was open, and so some of the girls were right here, and the guys were out on the front porch, and they're talking, and I'm eavesdropping, and my husband was telling the guys about the Unique Foundation.
Aww.
I know. You are so getting some tonight. Where's this live stream? Sorry. This is live on. Sorry, kids.
It's just go to our team page there.
Okay. But if you can empower your spouse with the statistics of the Unique Foundation, that's a little touchy-feely, a little girly, but if you can give them the numbers, if you can give them the statistics, the 1 in 4, and we've had 1,300 women through the Haven Retreat, and how many lives, if you can arm him with something like that, there is not a man in the world worth his weight in anything that would mock a man for sharing about the Haven Retreat and the Unique Foundation, that would not listen to a man that stood there with his buddies and talked about what's happening because of this company and because of the business that we're building. And when you ask my husband what he does for a living, I'm still trying to coach him to say the exact right thing, but it sounds a little something like, and it's kind of funny, does anybody know the Hubs, follow the Hubs? Well, Christy knows him personally, you follow the Hubs, yeah. He has his own hashtag, he hates me. But what was I saying? My wife and I own a global makeup and skincare distribution company. And then he plays it off like a joke because he's a big, dude. Like a dude. But that's what he says, because that's what we do, right? He's co-owner. On paper, goes to all the events. He's watching football today, or else he'd be here with us. I wouldn't be here, if I'm being true. But if there were other husbands here. So that's another thing, is if you can somehow, and you as a leader, if you can create an environment, a picnic, a barbecue, a family situation, where other presenters on your team can bring their husbands and create an environment where they're kind of like-minded, or maybe the men in the group are positive and pro, then he may be impacted by that in a way that might be a little positive. It can be hard. It can be so hard. But there comes a time where you might have to call him out on his BS, right? You might have to say, look, dude, I mean, you know I love this. You know I love you. You know what I'm trying to do here. Why are you so unsupportive? I'm really surprised. If you call him on his down his crap sometimes. Sometimes they have to kind of be reminded, just like I do. You said that, you love me, and I believe that you do, but then your actions aren't really, this is what I need from you right now. It's okay, I think, to call him out on some of that sometimes, in a way that works for you in your relationship. Mine isn't yours, and yours isn't hers, and everybody is different. But if you don't even try, you can't really blame him. So that was part of my message there. Messaging people through groups, through your VIP groups. Okay, I'm a huge, and I try to create a culture, and I struggle every day in my own team of front-loading your month. You guys write that down. Front-load your month. We need our presenter body to work their business at the beginning of the month like it was the last 48 hours of the month. I don't know why it is, but here's some things that you can say and do in your groups. As a team, we don't wait until the last minute to place our orders. As a team, we don't wait till the last of the month to launch parties and to bring new presenters on board and to coach them. We as a team, you need to create a community in the language and the things that you're saying and using and sharing. And so you have to create a culture. And how do you do that? You do that by shouting out the people on your team that are accomplishing things heavy in the beginning of the month. And listen, we have to be very cautious, and this is my opinion and my opinion only, so I don't know anything. I know like 3 things. So take whatever you want out of this, but I'm not all about giving everybody a trophy in their business, okay? You don't get a shout out because you have $125 in PRS in the last 90 days. Like, that's not a thing, okay? Because it, in my opinion, liquidates the girls, the women, the men that are really, truly working their business. Now, if somebody's up and coming and they're building, that's totally different. But if you've been in the business for 2 years and you sponsor one person, I mean, that should definitely be acknowledged, but let's be aware of what we're truly celebrating. Where are we putting the emphasis? Maybe we create a system where we're really celebrating the action that happens in the first 14 days of the month instead of so much emphasis on what's happening the last 14 days of the month, if that makes sense. Front loading your month is huge, you guys. That sets the pace, sets the tone, and people work so hard at the end of the month and then they get exhausted and burnt out and then you don't hear from them, crickets, for the next 3 weeks, and then they show up, and buy in their PRS or whatever at the end of the month. It happens. I see it every single month. So I'm working really hard in my group to create a culture where the front end of the month is as celebrated. So maybe that would work for you to help kind of shift those numbers. Another thing I see all the time is, bring loose powder back. I love loose powder. If you love a product, you need to freaking go sell a truckload of the product. Me and you loving Hottie is not going to bring Hottie back. We have to sell. You can't wake up on a Monday, decide today I'm going to work my business, and then get all pissy when corporate's like sold out of something or won't bring Hottie back. Like, if you are passionate about a product, then get your team engaged in a campaign. Back in the day, so 2013, we ran out of masks. It's been around since 2013. Okay, a couple of us. Remember Lashgate, right, where we ran out of mascara at Christmas like 3 times, and we were,
And that was all we had.
And that was all we had. We had nothing to sell. Well, so then we're like, okay, what can we run out of next? Let's sell out of Awake. It was Awake cleanser back then. Let's sell out of Awake. And I'll bet if we didn't sell out of Awake. And so then we just started picking off products. You as a leader can pick a product every month, choose a couple of presenters in your team to share some educational information about that particular product, and you go on a freaking team-wide rampage. We are focusing on night cream this month, and you do an incentive based around the most sales of night cream. You're educating, everybody's educated. You pick a product. I encourage you to pick one at a higher price point because why not? And you're all about the night cream, or you're all about the trio of splurges, or you're all about the trio of lipsticks, or whatever but try that for a couple of months. Consider choosing a product or a small series of products, because people need to focus. Create a campaign around those products within your team and maybe craft an incentive around that, you will see momentum in that. And sharing ideas, getting people to share ideas on how they can position that for sale, how they can, here's one way I sold it. We're going to talk about 3 splashes, and here's the price, and here's the key ingredients, and here are some looks using splash on the eyes, right? Splash is beautiful on the eyes. Those metallic colors on the eyes are gorgeous. If you're not doing that, you're missing out. And on the lips, whatever it is. So if you have a product that you love, that you're passionate, you try on the Black Stats page, girls will be like, bring back loose powder, bring back Hottie, I love it. Well, you're one person. You're one human being in a nearly 1 million presenter body, right? I think we're going to be at almost 900,000 now. If you want to have a voice, you need to rally your troops, and you need to be selling truckloads of these things that you're passionate about, and you need to bring them back because they are profitable, right? So does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to talk about sponsoring. First, I'm going to say that I have taken kind of a new approach in how I'm coaching and how I'm building, so I want to share that with you in case you might see something in it that works for you. Early in my career, it was all about how many green status presenters can I help build, and how many millionaires can we create and generate. And so I have about 560,000 presenters in all countries on my team personally. So my book of business represents, between 65 and 70% of the entire presenter base of all of Unique. Now that has nothing to do with me. I've only ever, since 2013, sponsored 100 and maybe 50 tops. It's those people, of course, sponsoring, and you guys sponsoring and all that. So, but I say that to share with you this. So I see things, and I see trends. And since I treat my business like a business, I track trends in my business. Who here can say what their average order dollar amount was for the month of September? Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised by that, because we don't treat our business like a business. These are the things you should know. You take your total orders for the month of September, divided by your total PRS, and that is your average order amount. And if you track that over time, you can spot a trend in your business before it happens. So if you're seeing a momentum, because it's not only Unique that can be a momentum, individual teams can be in momentum. I have a Blue Status team right now that is in huge momentum, and we're tracking those things. So she looks at my Blue Status leader, she looks at her, so every month together, these are the things we evaluate. We look at her company wholesale sales divided by total number of presenters. And now we know the average value that each presenter is bringing to her book of business. And now we can map that out to get her to green and orange and purple. Okay, if every presenter on your team is doing an average of $200 a month, let's say, for time purposes, and we know we need to get you $10,000 in company wholesale sales, then we know how many new presenters we need to bring on to your business next month, right? It makes sense. These are the things as businesswomen we need to know, and we need to embrace. You need to know the ins and the outs and the trends of your business. You think this resort right here doesn't know the average dollar that every single person that walks in their door spends? They know how many visitors they have every single month. I guarantee you there's some bean counter somewhere that knows all those things. You have to be that bean counter. It's all about treating your business like a business. If you expect it to grow and build like a business, you have to honor it like a business. Because why would the universe give you any more if you're not managing what you have today? It's the same with money. It's money mindset 101. If you are vacuuming up pennies out of the back seat of your car, and you're stepping over quarters in the parking lot, and you're not mindful of the money you've been gifted, why would I give you any more? You're not taking care of what you've been given. If you honor your money and you take care of it, and you know where it's going, you know how it's spent, you're a good steward of your finances, and you're responsible with your money, and you get your debt situation figured out, and you get it all lined out, then you'll be gifted more. Does that make sense? I mean, it's common sense, right? It's money mindset. So we're going to talk about sponsoring up, because here's what I know. I have 560,000 presenters in my team, and I know, because I track my trends, that the average order volume per presenter, so I can take my company wholesale sales divided by how many presenters I have in my whole entire company, and that tells me my average per presenter order volume per month, right? Back in the day, that was about $130 per presenter when I only had 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 people in my company. Now, it's like $24. So can you see that trend? I have 60,000 plus presenters in my company, but nobody's selling.
Haley, that's just amazing.
Well, it's not me. I mean, it's you guys, right? That's how it works. That's yeah. But you sponsor 3, they sponsor 3, they sponsor 3, and that's how it works. but thank you. It's pretty crazy to look at the numbers. It's pretty crazy. We had a $30 million month, $30 million retail month my company did. It was our biggest month ever. $30 million. You think your local Sephora does $30 million in a month? No, they don't. This is big business, you guys. This is legit big business. That's just my team. That's not even unique, right? That's just my company. So, okay, so the trend, right? So what does that tell me as a businesswoman that's been analyzing her business for 5 years? It tells me we are kidnappers. We're deluded. We are attracting kidnappers, and we're diluting the profitability of our business. So we have the volume that people are dropping off. Used to be, we had the highest retention of presenters over any other company in the business. This was a couple of years ago. And I think, and don't quote me on this, but I believe Derek shared, and again, this was a few years ago, I think he said we had like a 76% retention rate of presenters. It was crazy. Nobody has that. It's not normal. There's always a third coming in, a third kind of hovering, working a little bit of business, and there's always a third going out the tour. That's just kind of the nature of the business. So now, though, our retention is way lower. Why? Our products are awesome. We have more products than we ever had. Our mission is huge. The word is getting around. We have product knowledge. We have product backing. People know our products are good. They've been in the marketplace now for years. So why is it getting worse? My opinion is that it's because we're working so hard to just attract kidnappers. And granted, I was a kidnapper. My friends, I mean, there's value in those. There's certainly a time and place for the mindset that everyone deserves this opportunity. And you absolutely should keep your eyes open for anyone. But here's what I want you to consider. Not everyone will really work this opportunity. So this is where sponsoring up comes into play. And a lot of Deb Erickson's I Can Coach is about this sponsoring up. Because here's what we know. We know that we will sponsor where we're comfortable sponsoring. We want to, we look for the stay-at-home mom that is kind of maybe struggling financially, or we look for like our friends, like the low-hanging easy fruit, because it makes us feel good when we sign someone up. But if I do that, and then she does that, and she does that, it keeps sponsoring down. It's kidnapper. And I have generations in my business that are zeros every single month. Because I've been sponsoring. I don't want to say it's not sponsoring down in that the person is beneath you. It is not sponsoring up, where you're attracting professional people that want to build a business. We're so much more focused on how many people can I sponsor this month, and that we aren't giving consideration to whether the person maybe would be an actual business builder. So I'm going to give you some tips on how, are you guys with me so far?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some tips on what Deb Erickson shared with us in the I Can Coach Institute on how to find your ideal business partner. And how to create an avatar of what she looks like. Has anybody ever noticed this? Let me tell another story. So, we had a vacation home in Vegas, and my husband wanted to buy a car for the house down there. So he wanted to buy this Ford Flex. Does anybody know what a Ford Flex is? A couple of people have heard of, seen them. I didn't really know what a Ford Flex was. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool rig. Like, we can tow the boat, we can have third row seat, we can cram all of our drunk friends in and pick them up off the strip, right? Okay, yeah, that's cool, and not everybody has one, or whatever. So we bought this red Ford Flex, and I'll be damned if there's not a Flex on every street corner. I never saw a Flex before. And now, they're everywhere. Everywhere. Have you ever experienced that? You know, like a white car, like I'm gonna buy a white car, and you're like, oh, that's a cool color car, blue car. And now there's blue cars everywhere. Or you get pregnant, and now there's pregnant women everywhere you are, right? Everywhere. Everybody has a baby now. That's because you have acknowledged it, and now your brain sees it, and now it's everywhere. And the exact same concept exists with sponsoring quality people into your business, and I'm gonna show you how to make that happen. So get ready to write this down. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 13. What you might want to consider doing is writing the 13 bullet points on its own paper, and then as I go through the bullet points, flip, if that makes sense, and take notes for each one. You can do however you want, but I find that just having kind of that bullet point on a clean sheet of paper will be helpful. And I will find a link to this worksheet for you. Apologize for not doing that in advance, and I will stick it in the group. The first one is age, and of course, gender. Now, the goal here is to create an avatar for your ideal business partner. And I have 2 that I'm working on right now. And you can have as many as you choose. Maybe you want to focus on the Gothic community, for example. And so you're going to create an avatar for that specific community or type of person that you want to sponsor into your business, okay? So your first thing you want to identify is the age of the person and the gender. Now you want the age range to be pretty tight, like within 5 years. If it's too broad, you're not creating enough of a window. You're not going to be able to spot them in the community. So an age. So I have created 2 avatars. I'm just going to give you this as an example. These are mine, which doesn't mean they will be the same as yours. I'm just sharing this as an example. I pulled them up. So the first one I created is Lauren, and she's a millennial. She's aged 22 to 35. I do feel like I need to narrow that window down because I don't feel like a 22-year-old necessarily has the same things in common as a 35-year-old, right? So for me, I'm recognizing now that I've been working with this avatar that that's too broad. So I'm probably going to do like a 28 to 33 or something like that. Like I'm going to figure that out for myself, but that's to give you an example. So age. How old is he or she? What is the gender of the person that you want to focus on and target on to build your business? Number 2 is education. What is her education level? Is she in high school? Is she fresh out of college? Does she have some education? No education? What is her level of education? And I'm telling you, every single company, from Johnson & Johnson to Coca-Cola to, I guarantee, this building right here, they go through this exercise to identify their ideal customer and their ideal employees. Because this is how you will find the people that are right for you. So everybody goes through this. So what's their education level? Number 3 is their marital status and children. Let's say she's a she. So mine is Lauren. Is Lauren married? Does she have kids? How many kids? How old are her kids? Like dig deep. What does Lauren's life look like? So in my case, for Lauren, just to give you an example, she has a young family. So I did this worksheet that has all the details, and then I did my avatar, which I'll show you. I'll kind of, show, I know you can't see it, but this is my avatar, and I kind of summarized it, so I'll read you my avatar after I read you the details. But what's her household like? Is she married? Is she divorced? Does she have kids? How many kids? How old? What the age range of her kids? Don't you think it would be important to know if she had babies? Or if she had kids in college? Wouldn't that give you a better idea of what her daily life might look like, and where and how maybe her business might fit into it? So it's super important that you identify to the best of your ability in your mind what her family looks like. What's her household income? Her average household income. That's the next one. So is she a single, like does her husband earn money and she stays at home? Are they, do they earn $30,000 a year, or are they wealthy? Where would, in your opinion, her household income fall? Super important, because if she has all the money in the world, her husband makes $200,000 a year, then you approaching her with the income opportunity might not be your best route. Maybe you need to approach it from a charity, the benefit of the Unique Foundation, or finding her identity, or the sisterhood, or whatever. These are things, this is why you need to know these things. The next one, 2, 3, 4. So we're on number 5. Work experience, job title, and background. So what kind of jobs has she had in the past? What does she do for a living? Does she, I need some honey. Her lips are like dried out. What kind of experience does she have? Work experience. Has she been in customer service? Is she in management? Is she a lawyer, a doctor? What does she do? What kind of experience does she have? How many years of experience? How long has she been in the workforce? In my avatar example, Lauren, age 22 to 35, and again, I need to narrow that down, but she maybe doesn't have a ton of work experience. Or if you find someone that does have a ton of work experience. I think a lot of times, one thing we have to get out of our systems is, like, look at me, okay? I shared with you that I had a healthy 6-figure income in my corporate job, right? I was with my corporate job for 23 years. Kai Lauren was a lawyer, and she's retired. We have nurses and teachers and doctors and lawyers, and we have people at all different levels in this company. Don't ever assume that someone isn't looking for more. Why would I want to bust out of my corporate situation? I'll share with you why real quick. My original why, because my husband's older than I am. My husband is 15, 16 years older than I am, and he has back problems, and he's been working so hard his whole life, 2 and 3 jobs. And we've been together 20 years, we've been married 18 years. And so my husband's gonna retire, let's say at normal age, let's say 65. So I'm only 50. So my husband's gonna be 65, I'm gonna be 50, and I have to work for 15 more years. I'm 65, my husband's now, somebody do that math, 80? And now we can go enjoy our retirement and sit on a beach, what, in a wheelchair? Like what? Like with his insured drinks packed in the cooler while I'm sipping a Corona? Like, I mean, could be in a position where he's actually paralyzed. He has very severe back problems. And we knew that we did not want that. I did not want that. I wanted time freedom with my husband. So that was my goal. If I could retire my husband, that was my goal originally, was to retire my husband, and then I had about 3 weeks vacation. We would at least have that time together before we were dead, right? Or he was dead, because I'm not dead, but he might die. I tease him all the time, poor guy. So that was my original why, was time freedom with my husband, because we're old, and we're not getting any younger, and time's ticking. And I don't know if he won't be in a wheelchair a year from now. And I did not want my husband to be retired and me still freaking having to go to work every single day. Listen, a lot of you in this room are, 30 years old? Okay, well, we have one 30. Who is 30 years old and works an outside job? Okay, listen, no shame. This is not for shame purposes. But imagine 35 more years.
I'm already done.
35 more years of commuting to work, being told what to wear, who you can have lunch with, clock in, clock out, eating Hot Pocket meals, heated up in the microwave. 35 more years. I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to have it. I couldn't have it. I could not have it. So I ended up retiring first, and then we retired my husband, and now we're both retired. And so, listen, it can happen for you. You just have to hustle for it. If that's something that you want. If it's not something you want, I know lots of people love their jobs, and that is amazing. I loved my job, but I didn't love it more than the vision that I had of having to rush home on my lunch hour to change my husband's Depends and make sure he knows this. I'm not saying anything he doesn't know. We joke about it all the time. But you know what I'm saying, right? Can you put yourself in my position for a moment with that age difference? Because I'm not getting rid of him because I still like him. He still has some good years left in him. I'm not going to get rid of him yet, right? So that was my original why. That was my original why. That was where my passion came from. That's why I decided, okay, I can work. I cannot watch TV. We cannot go anywhere for a year. We can eat crock pot roast beef for a year. We can say no to a lot of things so that we can meet these goals, and that's what I was willing to do because it was passionate enough for me. The psychographics. We're going to move on to psychographics. So we have age, education, marital status, household income, work experience, job title, background, what does he or she do for a living, years of experience, how long has she been out in the workforce. A lot of these kinds of things also kind of give you a clue as to what her network might look like. Now we're going to talk about the psychographics. What is her biggest fear, frustration, and pain? So I have, like I said, I have 2 avatars. That's my kind of my millennial avatar. My other one is Nicole, age 40 to 55. I'm probably going to shrink that down to, I'm thinking I'll probably shrink it to about 45, 50. And in my mind, Nicole has kids that are older. Nicole is still paying her own student loans. She is, she's 40, 45 years old, still paying her college student loans, and has 3 kids that will be in college in the next 5 years. And this is a person I actually personally know. They are over-mortgaged, keeping up with the Joneses, cars, their oldest daughter has a car, their middle son has a car, so they have, it's a money thing. She's stressed out. She's been contributing to her 401k, but she doesn't have nearly enough money to put all her kids to help her kids through school, much less she's still paying on her and her husband's student loans, right? So can you feel so for Nicole, that would be a pain. Not enough money. How am I going to save for retirement? I can't take anything out of the budget right now to put into my IRA or to save for retirement or mutual funds. I'm going to be retiring in 15 years and I have no money. How am I going to survive? And I still have kids. I still have 1 more kid at home that isn't even going to be in college for 8 more years. I'm looking at 10 years of college for 3 kids, if that's the route they choose. How am I going to pay for that? So these are the kinds of things you need to understand. Maybe it's time freedom. Maybe she wants to be home with her kids. She has little ones at home and she wants to be home. What hurts her? What hurts her? This is what you need to really dig in and feel. What are her pain points? What are her biggest fears and frustrations? Is she 1 flat tire away from financial ruin? How many people do you know in your life that 1 water heater goes out, 1 car accident, 1 person gets sick, and it will just, their house of financial cards will totally collapse? I know so many people in that position. So are you feeling what I'm trying to say? Dig deep. How does that feel? What hurts her? What keeps her up at night? The next one is wants, needs, and hot buttons. What does she want? She wants to be able to pocket $500 extra bucks a month into her retirement account to give her a little bit of a peace of mind. She needs to rebuild her emergency fund of 3 to 6 months worth of expenses because they just had a major something happen and now they are completely depleted and she is totally stressed out and cannot sleep at night because one more flat tire and she has nothing, right? So what are her wants, needs, and hot buttons? What's important to her? Does she have FOMO? Does she just want a girls' night out with her friends? But she works 60 hours a week, so she has no time and she has her kids. So identify what she wants. Does she just want some me time, some personal time? What are her hot buttons? What's important to her? What hurts her? The next one are positive qualities. What's her work ethic and her positive personality traits? Does she have a huge network? Is she super friendly? Is she beautiful? Is she social media intelligent? Is she open to trying new things? Is she hilarious? Whatever. Skilled in some way. What are her positive personality traits and what is her work ethic? Is she lazy? That's important to know. Is she super hardworking? That would be important to know. Is she willing? That would be important to know. Next one, desire, why, and commitment. So do you see her based on your based on your observation of this person in your mind? Does she have the time and the resources? Does she have the $100 to buy a kit? Does she have the time to dedicate an hour a day or whatever to learning and growing and building a business? Does she have the commitment level? Is she somebody that dips her toe in every single network marketing company, that there is? Or is she somebody that jumps all in and commits to something, whether it's, network marketing or not? What is her commitment level? The next one, desire, we did that, desire, why, commitment. What are her desires? That's a really good one. So in the desire, why, and commitment, really drilling into what her true desires are. That is going to be so important because then you can speak to that when you're chatting with her about the opportunity. Resources, time, money, and support. Does she have support at home? Does she need some additional support? What resources does she have? It can be very, very challenging if you're trying to sponsor someone who, it doesn't mean it's impossible and it doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, but it can be a challenge if you're trying to sponsor someone who has no idea how to turn on a computer. I don't know about you, but I don't have time to be your IT. I can't help you with that. So things like that. Is she open to trying new things? Is she tech savvy, computer savvy? Next one, is she coachable, teachable? Super important. So many people are not coachable and teachable. So many people are coachable and teachable. So many are willing to try new things.
Most are not.
What's that?
Most are not.
A lot aren't. Well, I think that part of the problem is we feel that way because that's been our experience because of how we're sponsoring and who we're sponsoring. So if we're sponsoring up, we wouldn't maybe feel that way. And so if we're mindful of who's coachable, and if we're doing our jobs as coaches to educate ourselves on how to speak their language, and sometimes that's all it is a tweak of your approach, and suddenly someone is coachable. I need to write down these statistics because it's really interesting, but Deb Erickson also does this thing that says unsolicited advice. I don't know if any other Deb Erickson fans know the numbers, but she says people only retain, let's say it's 10% of what you tell them if your advice is unsolicited. So you should do this, and you need to do this, and this is what you need to be doing. They're not going to retain it as a general rule. If they are in an environment like this, where you guys have chosen to be here, you're exponentially more open to the advice I'm sharing. So, and that increases to 30% or something. So if you put yourself in an environment where you're coming by choice to listen to somebody, coach and share, you are much, much higher chance of retaining the information that's shared here. And if someone asks you for your advice, it's like a 90% retention level. So the key is to try and get them to come to you, not you trying to drag. Can't push a rope. Cannot push a rope. So stop trying to push a rope. Let them come to you. Give them tasks. Let them complete those tasks. Let them come to you. When they come to you with their questions, concerns, and tell you they want to grow, then they're much more open to growing a business than if you're like, we're going to deactivate. You need to do this, 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 and this, and this. With my team, it's a struggle because I want to hold everybody's hand, but the reality is I work with those that reach out to me. And I am available 24/7 to you if you want to build your business. But I can't chase you because I can't make you do it. Because it's not mine, it's yours. It's not my business to do that. The next one is mental and emotional maturity. So are they even emotionally, some people, like one of my friends, I'm just not even sure, honestly, that she could emotionally engage in anything like this at this point because she's choosing to let like all this heaviness and she just keeps making bad decision after bad decision that keeps putting her more and more. And if I'm being really honest and raw, I'm not even sure that she would be open, emotionally mature enough to consider, I do a ton of debt counseling and financial counseling with my team. I help people get on budgets. I'm a huge, like one of my core things is digging the well before you're thirsty, getting people out of debt and staying on a smart financial plan and being thrifty and all that. And so she wouldn't even be open to a conversation about that because she's so inside her sorrow and her drama that she keeps shoveling it on top of herself. So I'm just there to listen and to love her, and I don't give her any advice because she won't hear it because she didn't ask for it. So unsolicited advice, you should just avoid that, in my opinion. Okay, so those are the key things, and you can do that with customers too. So there's a form for ideal customer and ideal business builder. And I will find those links and I'll post it in the event, and you can copy or print those out. And anytime you want to target a new group, so for example, I am really personally interested in launching something for myself in Ireland. I don't know why, but I just would love a little team in Ireland. Yeah? And so it's just something is a personal goal of mine. And so I am taking the time to educate myself on the culture in Ireland. For example, if you and I are sitting down, we're talking about an opportunity. In America, it's very common for people to want to live the American dream and own a home, right? So maybe that's a conversation that we have. What I'm discovering is in Ireland, that's not really a thing. Like people in the UK, based on my limited research, like they live in flats and apartments and they live in the city, and of course some people want to be homeowners, but that's not a core thing that drives them. So it's very different. So as leaders and business builders, when I'm completing this ideal business builder template for people in Ireland, it looks totally different than it does if I'm looking for a team member here. And their makeup trends. And so I did a bunch of research, and I discovered I really wanted an English country that was, because I'm not bilingual, so I wanted a country that was predominantly English, or it was very fluent English or whatever. And I was looking at Italy and Ireland and Germany. And so I was interviewing a couple of people, and one of the gals shared with me that one of her observations was in Italy, for example, this is a generalization, but they tend to be very open to American culture and seeing and trying new things, and they kind of want to learn your language and they're interested, right? Whereas in Germany, and again, this is a broad generalization, but the experience maybe has been that they almost mock how we do our makeup in America, right? Like they want you to learn their language, like it's a sign of respect, and they're not maybe as open, and again, not everyone, this is just kind of a broad culture thing, but maybe, so for me, which way am I going to go? I want to go the direction that makes the most sense for me and matches up to what I want, who I want to work with, matches up with my ideal business partner. So I need to do all the research I need to do for Ireland on each of these things and create my own avatar for Ireland. So let me share with you my avatar. So your avatar basically is, so then you give your avatar a name. Okay, so this is Lauren, age 22 to 35, and give her a face. So I went on Google and I searched women aged 22 to 35, and I just picked one, and I used it. But now you have a visual tool. And so Lauren, age 22 to 35, she loves feeling pretty, she loves travel, she loves the beach, she's social media savvy, she has a young family, she has fun, and she has a lot of friends. She's worked in customer service. She wants her kids to have everything, whatever that means. She wants her kids to have it. If your kids have it, she wants her kids to have it. She wants to have her own money. So she doesn't want to have to ask her husband for money. She wants to feel like she's contributing, but she wants to have her own money. She wants to stay home with her kids. She wants to contribute equally to the family budget. And again, I have found that to be true. A lot of my presenters that are stay-at-home moms, they still want to feel like they're contributing. And a lot of times that's because they want to feel like they have a voice in the decisions that are being made in their home, right? And often when someone feels like they aren't generating income, then they feel like they don't have a say. And that's a personal relationship situation, but in my example, she wants to contribute to the household income, to the budget. She wants to be respected and admired. So she loves staying at home with her kids, like that's her ultimate dream, but she doesn't want people to forget that she is smart, that she has a purpose, right? She wants to be admired and appreciated. Who doesn't? And she wants to be more than a mom and a wife. So she wants to be a mom and a wife, but she wants to be Lauren, the individual human as well. So she wants to rock that smooshed peas on her shirt, but she also wants to be her own woman, okay? That's what she's looking for. She loves fun, shopping, she's connected, she has lots of friends, and she wants freedom. So that's a little snippet. So now, Now I'm seeing Lauren everywhere I go, just like the Ford Flex. Because now I've created this picture, it's at the front of my mind, and now Lauren will present himself to you. You guys, I swear it works. It's the craziest thing. Because now you're open to it, and you're aware of it, and you know what you want, and now you're seeing it everywhere. And real quickly, I'm going to run through Nicole, age 40 to 55. She wants to feel pretty. You know, women my age, I often hear, like, we're starting to age, right? Like, I know I feel that way. And, you know, I was pretty okay in my 20s, and now I'm like a grandma. I'm like, I know, like, my boobs hang down here, and I'm fat, and I'm like, you know, whatever. And so, like, they just want to get that feeling back of their youth, right? So many women, my age group, we're kind of in that in-between stage where we remember ourselves when we were young, and we recognize that things are changing. But we want to hold on to some of that, and we don't want people, we don't want to dress like a grandma. I don't want to, so we're kind of in this middle place, right? She wants to travel. She wants to give back to her community. So that's really important to her. A lot of women my age are finding their purpose. They're remembering what they're for. They're finding their purpose, and so they want to give back in a bigger way. I'm looking for that woman that wants to do that. She's social media savvy. She has a family, but the kids are older. So things like college and empty nest and retirement, things like this are on her mind. Has a network of powerful women because she's 45 years old, so she's had 45 years to network. So she has lots of connections. She wants to spend more time with her closest friends and family. So she's not about the whole herd of hotties that show up at the club and, you know, 47 of her besties. She has a handful of women that she loves and cherishes, and she has lots of associates and friends, but just that core group of women that she wants to hang out with. She has been to college. She works in management. She's tired of being overworked and undervalued. I see this every day. And I was subject to wage discrimination at my job. It's another quick story. They hired my husband to do the same job I was doing in the company. They hired my husband. I had 4 years of experience more than him. He'd never been in sales before. He had a laundry list of incredible other gifts and talents. Never been a salesperson before, and they hired my husband to do my job that I've been doing for 4 years and paid him starting salary $20,000 more a year than me. He's my husband. Like, I'm not going to know what you're paying him. That's a whole other story. I'll share another time. But it happens, you guys. It happens. And a little bit of it is exit the market, re-enter the market. You know, wages take on up, but that's what happens. And she's tired of it. She's on salary. She doesn't get paid more for working more, but the things just keep keeping on at work, and she has to work and work. She wants her kids to go to a good school. She has debt to pay off. She worries about finances and retirement. This is the age where we start to really, really worry that we're not going to have enough to live on and that we might be a burden to our children someday. I don't know if women my age in this room feel that way. I know that I have felt that way. I don't want my kids to have to clean up my mess because of my piss poor planning. I've had in my entire adult life to get my poop in a group, and because I didn't, my kids have to take care of my mess. That is not for me. And so this is a common theme I'm hearing in my social circle. People, they don't want to leave a mess for their kids, but they don't always know how to make it better, right? So wants to pay off debt, worries about finances and retirement. She believes there's more out there for her, but she's not sure what it is, but she thinks she can do more, contribute more. She's tired. I know, so many women are just freaking play tired, so she wants more time freedom. She wants to be respected and admired. I think I already said that. She believes there's more to life. She's starting to think about the legacy that she's going to leave behind her. She really wants to be less stressed, and she really wants to relieve the debt burden. So those are my avatars, and this is Nicole. And so now I see Nicole's everywhere. And so I am balancing my own personal sponsoring with, yes, everyone deserves this opportunity, and it is a potential gift for everyone, but I'm elevating myself as a sponsor and as a coach and as a mentor and as a leader, and I have my eyes set out. I'm not overlooking anyone, but I'm specifically looking for these two people. So do you think that might be helpful for you guys? Drilling in and elevating your level of business commitment and how you're sponsoring the people that you're talking to. Okay, what are we looking at? 4 o'clock. All right, we are going to get Ashley up here.